Here's the question that probably more people hold in their hearts than any other question. How can I create intimacy? The only way that you can create intimacy is with love. That's the answer. But it opens other questions, doesn't it? Well, how do I create intimacy with love? And what is love really? These are the good questions. If you don't know how to recognize love, then you can't create with it. And if you can't create with love, then intimacy will remain outside of the realm of possibility for your experiences. Yet, it is intimacy that you were born to create. It was connection, awareness of the connection that you have. That is your evolutionary path to create. Now here we need to do a little explaining about the word you. When I say connection is what you were born to experience, connection is your evolutionary path. That means you with a little y, you as a personality. A personality means a body and a mind. But when I say that you are on the earth school to give gifts, to enter into the fullness of the connection that you are and is yours and is everyone's and is the universe moment by moment by moment. In fact, that's not even correct because it's not moment by anything. It always is. And connection isn't even the right word either, because connection means there have to be at least two parts in order to be connected. As you develop a new sense of perception, multisensory perception, which hundreds of millions of humans are now acquiring, you begin to see yourself and your world and the universe differently. You begin to see yourself as more than a body and a mind. You begin to see your world as more than just things that are randomly coming together. You begin to see the universe as more than inert, which means dead, and completely merciless and random. You begin to see yourself as a soul. You begin to see your world as meaningful and always showing you things that are important for you to know about yourself. And you begin to see the universe as alive and wise and compassionate. And now we come back to your beautiful question. How can I create intimacy? What else is there but this intimacy? The question is, how can I experience it? How can I bring that experience into life? And the answer, as I began with, is through love, through creating with love. Creating with love and learning how to do that is learning how to create authentic power, how to align your personality with your soul. As you do that, you begin to develop characteristics of humbleness, clarity, forgiveness, and love. There is nothing but love. But in your experience, there appear to be many things that are not love. Distance, for example. Power struggles, for example. Judgments, for example. Exploitation, for example. All of these are experiences of fear. And everything that is not love is fear. Love is the only thing that is real. Everything else is illusion. In other words, all of these experiences of fear are illusion, and that's why it's not possible to build anything healthy or grounded or wholesome on fear. You begin to create with love when you can develop the ability to distinguish within yourself the difference between love and fear. Fear are those experiences such as anger and resentment and jealousy and judgment, and they all hurt. Love are the experiences that you have of gratitude and appreciation and caring and patience and contentment, and they all feel good. Creating authentic power requires you to distinguish within yourself the difference between these two energies, love and fear, and then to choose love all the time, no matter what's happening inside of you or outside of you. In other words, no matter if what is happening inside of you are experiences of anger, jealousy, resentment, despair, hatred, homicide, and choose love, gratitude, appreciation, caring, contentment instead. And no matter what is happening outside of you, which could either be a walk with someone you love, a radiant being in a beautiful garden of flowers, or another 9/11 type event. Millions of people live in events that are even more horrifying, more destructive, and more painful than that one, and they do it all the time. No matter what's your circumstance, to be able to distinguish within you between love and fear and choose love. Probably the most famous Nazi prisoner in my understanding of that period of history was named Viktor Frankl. Viktor was a Jew, and he was captured like millions of other Jews and sent to a concentration camp, where his experience and those of the other people there were brutal beyond our imagination. And one morning, when his entire group was awakened at 3 and brought out on a frigid morning on a work detail, and they stumbled in the ruts of the frozen mud on that frigid morning. And Victor and the others were being hit from behind by rifle butts of the Nazi guards, in other words, by thugs. And something happened to Victor. He realized, oh my goodness, what he realized changed his life right there on that frozen, rutted road. He realized that the Nazis have taken from me everything they can. They've taken my life. They've taken my family. They've taken my work. But the one thing they can't take from me is my love. Can you recognize the difference between fear and love in yourself? Yes, you can. That's the creation of authentic power. That's the ability to recognize yourself as a soul in addition to a personality. That is your ability to choose to align your personality, that part of you that was born into time and will die in time, with your soul, which is immortal, which existed before your personality was born and will exist after your personality dies. You are the little y, the personality. You are also the large Y, the capital Y. You are the soul. And as you distinguish between the two, and you can, as multisensory perception emerges in you, and you choose to spend the life that you have on the earth, in the earth school, that span between your birth and your death, doing one thing, which is aligning your personality with your soul, with harmony, with cooperation, with sharing, with reverence for life, you become authentically powerful. And your interactions with everyone around you become intimate. Whether the other person is intimate or not, whether the other person is judging you or not, whether the other person is trying to exploit you or not, whether the other person is seeing you as a thing to be used, your relationship with that person and with the world is intimate. That is the only way to experience intimacy. To transform your life from one of the unconscious creation of fear, which we have learned to do since the origin of our species, into the conscious creation of love, which we are learning to do as we discover how to create authentic power and how to assist one another in creating authentic power. Thank you for that beautiful question. Intimacy, consciousness, love, union, communion, life, all with capital letters, cannot be distinguished. It's only your awareness that fails to see them as they are. And changing your awareness is spiritual growth. Changing your awareness from the unconscious creation of consequences, your karma, with fear, to the conscious creation of your consequences, your karma, with love, is the same as the continual creation of intimacy. And that is the place, that is the state, that is you. That is you with a capital Y for eternity. Our evolutionary path now requires us to develop, to create that awareness. Isn't that a wonderful path?